a war going on. The books can't escape from the team. Call the morning steam. It's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money back with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
From the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas, this is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show for Wednesday, January 22nd. We're ready here for a great day of action on the Sports Money Network, including our first ever live companion stream of UEFA Champions League action this afternoon. If you've never been into the Champions League, don't know that much about it, why not come along for the ride today as I'll join Subhuman Gaucho and Mikey Money for coverage of Champions League today. We're kind of wrapping up the group stage here as we head into the knockout rounds, but we got a little bit more to decide here with the Champions League, and hopefully you'll be interested in joining us today at, I think I did get the time from the guys here. Let me check it out, but we'll be along today for the card. Look, they have the card a little bit split again, just like yesterday, but we'll be along today at 2:45 Eastern, 11:45 Pacific for Champions League action today, covering 7 games from the UEFA Champions League. We'll have bets, we'll have picks, we'll have, hopefully we will have picks. If anybody followed me over on winnable.com yesterday, I rolled a 7-0 in Champions League action. Hopefully you're one of my free subscribers. There was 228 of you. So there's got to be some of you that got those picks or at least saw them yesterday. A pretty good day for me in the Champions League. I don't know if I can duplicate that today with our 9-game card, but I'm going to give it a try here as I'll get my picks here probably after the show. Of course, after the show here, I'm on with you guys to preview sports and sports betting here on Wednesday. We'll have NBA, NHL, and college basketball after yesterday's action. How did you do with the sports betting card yesterday? I had some ups and downs for sure. I found a 500 record yesterday, but I did mentioned it, said this is probably going to be the lightest day I'm going to have in premium picks, at least in the NBA and NHL with all those goofy spreads. I went 1-0 in the NBA yesterday with my premium picks here on the Winnable app with Sports Money. I had the Portland Trailblazers as my pick, plus those big points. I said, Jimmy Butler taking this team down. We're gonna probably see some movement. We already heard some news, right, with that weird trade yesterday. Could that be that the Butler could be headed to the Suns? We saw that the Suns accumulate those that weird draft pick from 6 years from now in exchange for some draft equity. I don't even know how it works, but Suns involved in a weird trade, so maybe we could see some action from the Suns as it regards to Butler. They certainly could use some help. And also my premium pick winner in the National Hockey League yesterday as well. We did just have one play yesterday with my premium picks in the NHL, and we came through with that winner yesterday as well. But it was, by the way, the Senators and the Rangers game to go under in a 5-0 victory. But we did have some winners here on the show yesterday: NBA, NHL. We had the Blazers and the Heat game to go over yesterday here on the show. Also, I want to shout out Chad. He wins the Chad Challenge yesterday with Toronto over Orlando. Mikey Money had the winner on pre-gaming with Orlando and Toronto to go under. I had the winner here with the 2 blowouts yesterday with the Denver Nuggets laying the big points at home. We had that one here on the show. And the Lakers yesterday with LeBron with that triple-double. Hey, nothing like a little hangover to have you roll out one of your best games of the season as the Lakers crush the Wizards. Also, NHL picks here on the show. Shout out Team Steam Consensus had the winner here yesterday with the Montreal Canadiens over the Tampa Bay Lightning. Maybe I swayed you guys a little bit into that underdog yesterday. We know there were some sharp handicappers certainly on the Lightning yesterday, but we're pretty much back in the Canadians here lately. Even after that clunker came with them here as an underdog, had the winner on the show. We did Team Steam Consensus. We didn't get that winning parlay yesterday as the Senators were our consensus play. So also want to Mikey had that under in the Senators-Rangers game on pre-gaming yesterday, as did I. We had the Philadelphia Flyers as our winner here on the show over the Detroit Red Wings. They got it done. Of course, they dominate the Red Wings, as we said there. And yesterday, we had the San Jose Sharks here, plus the puck line. I guess didn't need the 2.5 goals with the Sharks. That crazy victory over the Predators yesterday. We also had the Washington Capitals here on the show as our winner, as our show winner. We had winners on the show, no doubt about it, in hockey. Also, Buffalo Sabres puck line winner yesterday over Vancouver. They got the victory outright. We were kind of leaning that way. We just want to make sure we get the win there. And we had the Florida Panthers on the road on the puck line yesterday. So great picks, if I should say so myself, in the NHL yesterday. College basketball up and down day for sure, but we had some winners here on the show, including VCU and Rhode Island game to go under. We had here on Morning Steam yesterday. Also, other winners here on the show included a Mississippi and Tennessee game to go under was our show pick yesterday. Team Steam Consensus, you had it. We had it. You had Texas Tech on the road against Cincinnati, and I had the over in that game. So we teamed up for a little 2-team action there yesterday. Also, we did have some premium pick winners in college basketball, but like I said, it was a subpar day. Northern Illinois and Wisconsin, Northern Illinois and Western Michigan, a game to go under. We did have that as a premium pick winner. Also, premium pick winner yesterday, Boston College and Virginia game to go under there. And also yesterday, more winners include, I'm trying to find the winners here, Marquette and Seton Hall game to go over we had yesterday as well. We had a premium pick winner over in the Indiana State, Illinois State game as well. More winners included yesterday here with Wake was a push. Okay, I'm trying to get these winners out of the way. Wisconsin. That's what we had. Me and Joe T teamed up in that one there with Wisconsin and UCLA game to go over. I had BYU over Colorado there yesterday on the show. So pretty fun day of college basketball, but we got to pick it up here today. Thank you for joining me. Let's say hello to some folks in the chat, our chat all-stars. We get ready for the coverage here. On Wednesday, golf gets underway. Don't forget today as well with the Wednesday start here from San Diego. Got a couple of golfers I'll come at you with here right now. My 3 picks for this week over in San Diego. I'm staying kind of top of the board here. I've got Tony Finau to win the tournament. I just have 3 picks here right now. I don't know if I'll go much deeper than this. Austin Eckroat and Doug Gim are my top plays at Torrey Pines this week. You know, to win the tournament, top 5s, top 10s, top 20s. I'm going to back these 3 golfers here this week. That's Tony Finau, Austin Eckroat, Doug Gim. It's about as deep as I'm going to go here this week with the tournament in San Diego at Torrey Pines. Been to that event a few times. I even went to the U.S. Open and saw Tiger when he won. Well, I wasn't there the day he won. I went for the first round, but memorable tournament. Remember Tiger's the U.S. Open win in San Diego. Hello to Joe T here with joining us this morning. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate you. Gerardo Hernandez, he'll be around. I have a feeling hopefully we can round up here, Gerardo, to join us in the chat for the live stream today of the coverage of the UEFA Champions League. James Barham is here, Cash Kane, Joe W., Nicholas Handy in the chat, Jermaine as well. Here's Thomas Lewis. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube. Like it, share it, smash it, and get your friends involved here. Join us on the Sports Money Network. Curtis Mann's here today. Always appreciate you. Also, our Tomps, very much appreciated for you to be here. Sub, he'll be ready to go with our coverage today. You know, I've done as much work as I can. Hey, coming off that 7-0 day, like I said, hopefully you guys are there with my picks over on Winnable, but I think we'll have some winners from the Sub Club here today. All right, doubles in the chat. Thank you, sir, for being here. Tom Reghard as well. Robert McCormick. Good job, you guys here joining me in the chat. Yo D is ready to go. We've got Pistons action here today. So, all right, let's see what Bobby Mack said about Aston Villa there. Let me see if my plays yesterday, I ran down these picks, the free picks, though, because I did have Monaco, with all due respect to Bobby Mack there. I had premium VIP picks, my free selections there yesterday. This is where you want to go to get my selections today. Hopefully I can come up with another hot card. I had Monaco over Aston Villa. I had Atalanta minus the goal and a half over Sturm Graz. I had Eindhoven and Red Star game to go over 3.5. I had Juventus and Club Brugge under 2.5 goals. I had Barcelona and Benfica in that wild game over 3.5. They had almost double-digit goals, I think, in that one. Stuttgart and Bratislava match to go over, and I had the over in the Leverkusen and Atletico Madrid game to go over. So a hot day there yesterday for me there with the picks at winnable.com. I'll show you that in just a moment, but let me say hello to a few more folks. Zayod's ready to run here today. And Fernando as well. Hopefully we get some action from Fernando on the pitch. There's a little bit more action, but again, most of it circles around the action at the Champions League. The United States national team is in action against the Ticos today, hosting Costa Rica. Also action in England Championship and one match in Europa League. So a good fun day here. Philly Eagle Flyer joining us as well. And there we go with, hey, Randall Sheffield. Want to say thank you, Randall. I know you don't get a chance much to comment in here, but want to say thank you and appreciate you for your support of my coverage here on the Sports Money Network. Thank you very much, Randall. Also, Joe T there talking about his winners there yesterday. And Jerry had some action there. Flyers and under, Stars and under, and Rangers there, I think. Hopefully. And Fernando says, how about those Farmers? I don't know if I can go much deeper than those guys. I thought the odds board was pretty fair. Kind of wanted to go a little bit deeper, but those are the ones that I ended up with. Again, I'll just repeat it. Tony Finau, Austin Eckroat, and Doug Gim. Gim. We've got Doug Gim. All right. And let's see here. Philly Eagle Flyer talking a little Champions League as well. And I think that's it. I've caught up with you guys in the chat. Here's a little steam to get us going here on the show, anyway, with the Georgia Bulldogs. This is one we'll preview today. I don't know if Jermaine's going to like it because we're pretty heavy in the big conferences here today of showing Georgia here taking some steam. They're certainly the team that's a better cover team than Arkansas this season. Arkansas kind of opened the favorite, but probably a pick 'em, maybe even Georgia favorite here right now in that one. Georgia taking some steam here on the show to get us going. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate that. Yeah, Joe reached out and said, I saw it. I saw the 7-0 and yesterday. And, sometimes we get a little lucky here. No doubt we could all use a little luck. All right. You can get my plays over at winnable.com, including my Champions League action today. It sounds like a great time to sign up. You'll get my free plays over there. Usually just send out a package or two a day of free play action on some of the peripheral sports, including my soccer action there. Don't run up too many plays here on the paid service with the soccer, but I got my free plays, and today that's what we'll do. I'll have my free plays. We'll have Sub have some plays. I'm sure Mikey will have some plays as well when we go into the card here. Remember, there are 2 Champions League games early at 12:45 Eastern, 9:45 Pacific time, and then the 7-game card is when we'll be on the air with the coverage. 7 games all at once. We're going to be watching all those games and pass along all of the information to you guys here, and hopefully you'll be watching some of the action as well. But also want to make sure everyone checks us out on the community tab. You see Joe there and what he said, but he's got plays for us on the community tab today. 3 plays over on the community tab here on YouTube with Joe. So make sure you check him out as well. But to get my best plays, go over to winnable.com/Ramon and get my action for Wednesday in basketball and hockey. We've got a big NBA card, short NHL card, and then plenty of college action that I'll be keeping in touch with today. Like I said, college basketball, pretty big card. I'm going to be firing away for sure. So check me out over at winnable.com/Ramon. Use the promo code STEAM to save 20% off those premium packages. I have, of course, that free package, but $4 a day for my daily picks, or $8 a week, or $19.95 a month. Gets you all of my plays. It's about 50 cents a day. It's really how you support me here on the channel.
Steam play.
All right, a little more steam coming in right now. We'll get back to the action here in just a moment as I kind of gear up for our coverage here today. I think we can knock this one out pretty quickly here right now. There is some steam coming in. Let me take off the cover me up here. And we've got Samford taking some steam here in the early morning out in the West Coast. Stanford here, Stanford, the Stanford Cardinal against Miami of Florida, struggling Miami here. Everybody in the ACC is pretty decent except for Miami. They're looking like one of the worst teams in the country. Anyway, Stanford taking the steam here. They were -10. They're going to be up to -11, it feels like here right now. So, all right. Let me say hello to a few more folks, get the show started here. And Fernando here has got some plays there in the Champions League today with Leipzig and Lisbon. Some of the featured matchups here. Of course, today's featured game is going to be Man City and PSG. I mean, this one is closely rated today. So that's the one I think everyone's going to be pretty fired up with today. Some of the matches are pretty lopsided in that group. Maybe that Lisbon game is one of the closer matchups, and also Brest and Shakhtar Donetsk. So, all right, let's get to some of the coverage here today. We'll start the show, but I just wanted to cover a little bit of news. We saw the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame announcements yesterday, and well, you know that Ichiro Suzuki was going to be first ballot Hall of Famer, 99% of the more, almost 100%. Some people left him off, I guess, but the legendary Mariners star, a 19-year career, over 500 stolen bases, 10-time Gold Glove winner, 3-time Silver Slugger winner, and a 2-time batting champion, Ichiro Suzuki, heads the class, along with first ballot Hall of Famer CC Sabathia, the 19-year pro. He played with the Indians, the Yankees, and the Expos. 251 wins, over 3,000 strikeouts. CC Sabathia headed to the Hall. And Billy Wagner, the great closer, 7-time All-Star, the Astros great, 82% gets in, 422 saves. People said, how does Billy Wagner get in? 422 saves and a 33% strikeout rate is going to land you in the Hall of Fame these days when these closers are so important. So great Hall of Fame class here, led by the great legend Ichiro Suzuki. All right, and we'll see what else happens today. Maybe in the NFL, it looks like the Raiders could be closing in on Pete Carroll as their head coach, and maybe the Jaguars looking to Liam Cohen. They had a second interview with him. Aaron Glenn interviews again with the Jets. Might be a pretty good fit there as well. So, all right, a little more steam. We'll get the show started. This one's the first game on the board with VMI taking the steam here against Furman. They were a 9-point dog, but they're down to 8 here. It looks like right now VMI taking the steam here against Furman today, 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. All right. Like I said, I don't know what that Suns Utah trade was about, but maybe, like I said, the Suns are going to stockpile those picks as they're going to try to trade for Jimmy Butler. That's what it has to be. I think that's what they explained it anyway. I'm not saying I'm speculating. It's all out there. I just don't know how it all works. But Phoenix shipped that 2031 draft pick in exchange for late number 1 picks in 25, 27, and 29. Utah now has stockpiled 11 first-round picks in the next 7 years. So, yeah, they're struggling now, but that's going to bring in a lot of talent for the Utah Jazz. All right. Robert Morris taking a little bit of steam here right now in their game. Maybe the Sharps are just going one by one here. Maybe they're going to steam every game at the top of the board. Robert Morris was a 3-point dog. They're down to 2.5, maybe even 2 here right now. Robert Morris taking a little bit of steam here. Hey, overnight we did see tennis action today. It ended pretty early with Jannik Sinner getting the win overnight, if you missed it, over Alex de Minaur. The Australian Sinner continues to roll, and he looks like the man to beat, certainly, at the Australian Open. He wins in straight sets over de Minaur. Today, we're going to have action with Sabalenka and Badosa, Keys and Swiatek, Djokovic and Zverev in an awesome one, and Sinner will be up against Ben Shelton in the semifinals as well. All right, and let's get to the action. Remember that golf starts today very early at the Farmers, 8:50 Pacific time, 11:50 on the East Coast. So their tournament is early on Wednesday this week because they don't like to run the tournament up against the NFL playoffs there. And CBS has a game, certainly. So, all right. And Philly Eagle Flyer with a little bit more there. Thank you, Philly Eagle Flyer. Let's get to the action here today with our NBA and get rolling on the show here on the Morning Steam with a 9-game NBA card. Get your pens, pencils, and rotation orders ready. It's time to go over the games in the NBA, and we've got the aforementioned Phoenix Suns. Did they already get Jimmy Butler? They're an 11.5-point favorite here over the Brooklyn Nets. In today's game, I guess they've whatever's going on, maybe they've repaired everything here, it feels like, with Phoenix on the road is an 11. They've already taken some steam here in this one. They were a 10.5 point favorite when things got rolling, but right now they're up to 11. I tell you, the Sharps are firing right now on some college basketball steam. They might be steaming here at this point, but let's see if we can't get a little bit of notes on this one with the Suns on the road here. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over. The widely reported steam not only came in on the Suns, but it also came in on the under. Brooklyn's gone under in 5 of their last 6 games overall, and Phoenix has actually gone over in 4 of their last 5 games. So let's see what you guys have in this one with Phoenix on the road here, a double-digit favorite. Look, the Nets are bad, but we know that the Suns can't cover anything either here at this point. They are 500. Brooklyn's on a 4-game losing streak right now. They're not necessarily covering here too much either. Brooklyn's lost 8 straight games at home, but Phoenix has failed to cover the spread in 8 of their last 9 matchups against teams below 500. Phoenix continues to be one of the worst cover teams in the league, 8-16 as a favorite. Meanwhile, Brooklyn is 21-17 ATS as a dog. So let's see what you guys have here in this one with Phoenix taking on Brooklyn tonight from the Barclays Center. And AOD says you better call 1-800-GAMBLER. I called 1-800-GAMBLER, and you know what they said? They said take the Brooklyn Nets plus 11 tonight. You got to be calling the hotline in order to play this game. So I'm going to take Brooklyn here in this one. Phoenix has gone over in 4 straight games as a favorite, but I'm not sure that's going to help them much here. Robert says go under in this one. And Jermaine showing some of those stats. There's Fernando's action today. I like Griersman there. I thought Griersman, his odds were just too low maybe for me to kind of get involved. But all right, Jermaine says, it's still a revenge game. Even though KD's been on 20 different teams, he'll takes it out on the Brooklyn Nets today. All right, let's see here. Any others? Nets money line for AOD. R. Thompson's on the Nets today. I'm going to take the Nets as well. I kind of wanted to go premium, but kind of hard to recommend a team that's having some struggles here for sure. I guess I've been on them plenty, not only. And the total here, I should update. It's down to 218. Actually, at a lot of spots, 218.5 or so right now. So, all right, there we go. Update that one. And, oops, what happened? There it is. 218.5 there. So, all right, Bradley Beal questionable. Nurkic is out of this game for the Suns. Cam Thomas continues to be out for Brooklyn. They've got some other injury woes depth-wise here, but Zaire Williams questionable, Ben Simmons questionable as well. I'll still take the Nets. Suns will be lucky enough just to try to find a way to win the game. I'm sure they can do it right now. Look, they're still 14-14, but they're 8-13 straight up on the road. Brooklyn's 8-13 or 5-13 straight up at home. I'll try the Nets. All right, let's get off that game. We don't have to spend too much time on that one. Thomas says it's a consensus play, Brooklyn Nets. We are crazy on this chat. All right. Nets team total under for Fernando. He doesn't like their chances too much today. Or maybe he thinks just be a low-scoring game. But all right, next up, got a much better game here, I think, with the Pistons taking on the Hawks. The Pistons been playing some pretty good ball here for sure. They're above 500 at 22-21. The Hawks are 22-20, so pretty good matchup here with the Hawks favored tonight by 2.5, and the total here is dropping for sure in this one. Right now, I'm showing it down here to maybe as low as 233.5 at Bovada at this point. Some of the books look like they're a little bit slow in adjusting to this move to the under. I want to say 235 is kind of wide-ranging number here, mostly available number, but right now, and now Bet Online has adjusted a little bit back up 234.5 as we speak. So see what you guys are going to do in this one with a Detroit team that certainly is pretty decent against the spread, 14-7 against the spread on the road, 17-11 against the spread as a dog. Meanwhile, Atlanta, 4-12 against the spread as a favorite. So see what you guys have in this one. Pistons and the Hawks. Now, Atlanta has won 7 straight meetings with Detroit here at home, and Atlanta's covered the spread actually in 4 straight games at home right now. Atlanta's also gone over in 13 of 14 home games as a favorite. So, hey, keep moving that total down right now. The steam is coming in right now on the under again. Here as we speak. That latest steam move you just heard seconds ago is this game. Pistons, Hawks. We said the number was dropping everywhere, and it's down to 234 pretty much everywhere as we speak. How about that timing, huh? I think you guys see it if you're looking at your odds screens or your apps. I know you guys aren't all looking at the screen like I am, but I know you guys, some of you just follow along with your apps. That's what you guys tell me, or on the screen there. So I really do appreciate the way you guys follow the games with me here on the show. So let's see what you guys want to do here in this one with Detroit taking on Atlanta. We know AOD's in here. So 10 of the last 11 meetings between these two teams have gone over, by the way. So 7 of the last 8, or 10 of the last 11 here at Atlanta. 7 of the last 8 overall have gone over. Hawks have won those consecutive meetings here against them for sure. Let's see what you guys have here in this one at home. The last meeting was won by Detroit, 122-121 at home. Let's go to the chat. All right, going to start it off with Cash Kane likes the Pistons on the money line here in this one. Fernando likes that steam to the under here. He's not swayed by it. Look, I think maybe there could be some personnel talk that's kind of keeping this one going lower. Could Trae Young? He's probable, but we saw the last I heard of Trae Young, he was laughing at Danny Hurley yesterday, and Danny Hurley found himself in a little bit of hot water there. He owned it, but pretty strange comments there by Hurley. I mean, nobody likes this guy at this point, it feels like. All right. Also, Jalen Johnson out of this one. And pretty clean injury report, really, for Detroit coming in. Short term, anyway. Art Thompson's on the Pistons. Robert McCormick is on the under here. Cash Kane does like the over in the game, and AOD, I don't know if he's picking them, but I will. Give me the Detroit Pistons to win this game on the road against Atlanta here in this one. All right. And we'll get ready for the next matchup here with the Minnesota Timberwolves taking on the Dallas Mavericks. So Wolves favored on the road by 2.5, maybe 3. The total 217 here in this one with the Wolves on the road. Here, Minnesota, they're 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games on the road. There are a couple injuries here of note for the Timberwolves. Terrence Shannon, he's out of this game. Dante DiVincenzo's got was it a sprain? It sounds weird. It's certainly painful, but he's got a dislocated toe. So that's going to keep DiVincenzo out of the lineup here tonight. Klay Thompson questionable, Marshall questionable, Grimes questionable, Lively questionable here. lots of injuries here, it seems like, for Dallas. Dwight Powell, he's out of this game. Jaden Hardy's out of this game. So a lengthy injury list, not to mention Luka here at this point. So the widely reported steam did come in on the over in this game. It was as low as 216 at DraftKings, just up to 217 here right now. So let's see what you guys have in this one. For the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Dallas has gone under in 4 of their last 5 games overall coming in. So let's hear from the chat in this one. The Minnesota Timberwolves and the Dallas Mavericks. Been a road team dominated series. Not only that, Minnesota is in a streak where the road team covers every time here of late. And Dallas, this is the first game of a back-to-back, and they've gone under in 8 straight on the first game of a back-to-back. Let's go to the chat here, see what you guys have in this. Whoa, man, Thomas said already that Detroit was a consensus play back there on that last game. Boy, maybe we're seeing it eye to eye here. Oh, there we go. All right, you guys. Remember, if I don't show up for the show, call the authorities. Art Thompson's on Minnesota here. Cash Kane, though, likes Minnesota as well. And here's some prop action from Jermaine. It's all about Minnesota. You know where this one's headed. I better say it right now because Thomas already said it. We're all on Minnesota. Oh, my God. OMG. Minnesota's our third consensus play. I'm on it with you. I'll just take it with you here at this point because I said it. Maybe I said it too soon. And, that's okay. I'll just go with the same. Fernando, though, does like the Mavericks in this one. Cash Kane likes the under here. All right. Wow. Curtis, this is a good thing. I like these games, too. Now, this is a lot more fun than yesterday. All right. Let's go to the big one. Shall we, with the Cavaliers taking on the Rockets here in this one. You got the Cavs on the road. -2.5. And the total here is 231 on some widely reported steam on the under. Cleveland may be a 3-point favorite at some houses right now. And we'll see what you guys like in this one. Cleveland's won a couple in a row here. Winners over Phoenix and Minnesota. They got the money. Houston lost to Detroit last time out, but they did win and cover against Portland on the road before that. So let's see what you have here. The Cavaliers on the road here. Cleveland does not lose to anybody pretty much at this point, and they certainly are doing a great job covering the spread. 26-12 this season as a favorite, but Houston has had some modest success also against the spread. 24 and 17 against the spread. Cleveland 7-1 against the spread in their last 8 road games. They've also been, let's see here, covering games right now. Let's see, they've won 15 of their last 17. They're only favored by 2.5. Houston's dominated Cleveland at home, winning 13 of the last 16 matchups, but obviously this is elite Cleveland is what it feels like at this time. Cleveland's gone over in 5 straight road games coming into this one. Houston's gone over in 4 of their last 5, but oh man, we perceive Houston as a pretty good defensive team at this point. What are we going to do here with this one? Let's go to the chat and find out. All right, we're going to start it off here with Trevor Davis likes the Cavs. Hello to Redbeard in the chat. And he likes the Cavaliers on the money line. Curtis likes the under in the game between Cleveland and Houston. And Fernando liking the Cavs money line here. Our Tumps is on the over in this one. Redbeard said, take those points tonight with Houston. Maybe, just maybe. You think of how Cleveland's been rolling these teams in high-profile matchups and everything. And, maybe if anything, they could be like they know Houston's a good team. And yeah, Cleveland's actually lost two of their last five, which is kind of something to note. But I don't want to say they're going to be overlooking Houston here. Robert likes the under here. And let's see, anything else? That might be it. Thomas wants the injury report here because Mobley has been out of the lineup here a little bit, and I've got him probably missing this one as well. Okoro is out here. Jabari Smith has been out, of course, for Houston, but they have a pretty clean injury report. Steven Adams will play. All right, I'm on the under here in this one. I know that they got two teams that are going over at a pretty good clip so far this season, but I'm going to go with the under here in this important game between these two teams.
Steam playing.
All right, let's keep it rolling right now. Next up, got the Bucks taking on the Pelicans here in this one. The Bucks are favored on the road by 5.5, and the total 236. This one's still on the move. A big time move to the over here with the Bucks and the Pelicans here today on the widely reported steam for sure in this one. You got Milwaukee coming in 24-17 right now. New Orleans, a 4-game winning streak. Milwaukee's won 4 in a row too, but and they've been playing a lot better. We know that. But the Pelicans are on a 4-game winning streak right now. And, hey, this game probably would have been double digits a couple of weeks ago. But right now, maybe a little bit of respect here for New Orleans as they kind of come back here. They actually failed to cover their last game against Utah. Zion's questionable here in this one for Milwaukee. Giannis is probable here. Green is out. Middleton probable. And Beecham is probable as well. So let's see the numbers and get you guys ready. What do you have here? Milwaukee has won 7 of their last 8, actually, coming into this one. They're in their best form of the season here. They've gone over right now in 6 straight games, have the Bucks. 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone over as well. And this one's just out of control, it feels like, with this total here right now. So what do you guys have in this one when New Orleans takes on Milwaukee here tonight? New Orleans has gone over in 18 of 27 games at home. 2/3 of their home games are going over. 15-8-1, so 65%, a little less than 65% of their games are going over. Milwaukee's gone over in 18 of 32 games. As a favorite, go into the chat, see what you have here. Two teams playing some of their best ball. Robert likes that over. Curtis likes Zion to go over. Jermaine's got some props there. Fernando on the green train. That's it from you guys. Maybe this isn't the best game for you. I'll go ahead and take the over in this one with Milwaukee and New Orleans. Kind of like to premium here. Maybe it should still go premium, but with this thing going through the roof at this point, and again, the two teams that, don't play that often, but obviously go way over when they do face one another. I'll go with the over. Okay, next up is the Hornets and the Grizzlies here today. You got the Grizzlies, big time favorite here by 12.5, and a total 240.5 here. The steam actually came in on the under, but I don't think we've seen much of a move thus far. In fact, it's clearly moving to the over here right now. Heavy tickets on the Hornets here, plus these points. But man, they've been so bad, it feels like, until recently. They have won 3 straight games right now as they start to pick it up here a little bit. They covered against Dallas. They covered against Chicago, won and covered in those games coming in. So see what you guys are doing here with the Hornets and Memphis. 5 straight meetings between these two teams have gone over. 6 of the last 7 meetings between the two teams in Memphis have gone over. And we've seen Memphis here on a little bit of an over streak as well. Memphis pretty much beats up on these type of teams, but let's see what you guys have in this one. Hornets have been an under team for most of the season, going under in 11 of 25 games as an going under in 23 of 35 games as an underdog. They've also gone under in 7 of their last 10. Memphis has gone over 27 and 16 to the over, but most of those were on the road. All right, let's go to the chat here, see what you guys have. Cash Kane likes the Grizzlies here in this one. All right, not much for you guys here, but I'm going to have to lay it here with the Grizzlies. I'll take them to rock tonight against the Hornets. Robert likes the over in this one. All right, I'll move on to the next matchup with the Jazz taking on the Thunder. Jazz, we said, hey, if they could get those picks right now. They've lost 3 straight games here again. They've had these injury woes here for the last week or so. That's kind of really put a damper on things for their little mini comeback that they had for a few weeks. Now things are starting to improve. Markkanen questionable tonight. Collins questionable as well. They'll still be missing Cody Williams here in this one, and Sensabaugh is questionable for Utah. So definitely getting a little bit healthier with a couple of players here might actually make the lineup here. Jalen Williams, the guard Jalen Williams, he's questionable for this one for Oklahoma City. And Hartenstein continues to miss right now. All right, let's go to some of the numbers and get your picks ready in the chat when the Jazz take on the Thunder, who've won 11 straight home games. Coming into this one, they beat Brooklyn last time out at home. They've been a little bit busy on their travel schedule going back and forth, but they were able to dump Brooklyn and cover 16.5 at home after they lost to Dallas on the road. Of course, they had that big win over the Cavaliers. So let's see what you guys have in this one. Utah, doesn't matter. They've been pretty decent here as an underdog of late. Even with this 3-game losing streak, they were able to cover against New Orleans and against Charlotte. And they also covered against Phoenix in a loss. So you have 2 teams that are pretty decent spread teams. No matter what you want to say about Utah, they are 14-9 against the spread on the road. Oklahoma City, though, 16-6 against the spread at home, 7-2-1 against the spread overall. 2 teams that definitely know how to cover the spread. Utah has gone over in 4 straight games. They're 15-8 to the over on the road. Let's go Jazz and Thunder. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these 2 teams have gone over. Oklahoma City's covered 5 straight games at home. Here come the plays. Fernando's going to lean to the under. I think Cash Kane, he might have been on the last game there. Art Tomps likes Utah in this one. And Fernando likes Utah as well. I'll take Utah with you guys here. Granted, I'd like to see these guys in the lineup, but look, if one of them makes the lineup, it feels like we're already getting value at 17 points. If I would say if Markkanen and Collins are in, this thing may even go down to 15 and a half or so, I would think. All right. Thomas says that's enough for him. Another consensus play here, Utah Jazz today. So we've got 4 consensus plays in 7 games in the NBA. I got more steam to report here right now that just came in. I did kind of wait a minute because I knew we'd be getting to the game, so I hope it didn't put anybody too far behind. But steam came in just moments ago. Golden State at Sacramento. Here it was Kings minus 7.5, 228.5, but right now it's up to 230 at the sharpest book here in Vegas. And the spread mostly 7, I'd say at this point, as the Warriors, as bad as they've been here, right? There's no other way to put it. The Warriors have been bad, and they are taking maybe a little bit of the move here. Granted, they've won 2 of their last 3 games, but it feels like they've been kind of clunky. They got rocked by Boston, of course, last time out. Sacramento here, pretty good run, of course. We've been talking about it this whole time, right, with their great run since the change in coach. They've won their last 2 games, covered against Washington, won and pushed against Houston. See what you guys have here. We'll go over some of the numbers, but again, man, the Warriors here have not looked that great. Sacramento's won 9 of their last 10, 5 straight at home. Golden State has covered 4 of the last 5 trips here into Sacramento. Golden State's also gone under. I just mentioned the steam on the over, but they've gone under in 12 of their last 13 games on the road coming into this one. So, well, maybe against the Kings it can be a little bit different here, but that's a pretty good trend right there. Sacramento here with their 6-game winning streak at home. And this is a total underdog series, by the way. So doesn't matter who the dog is. It's usually the dog that gets the money. But you got Pajemski out. You got Draymond out in this one. So some injuries for Golden State here, no doubt. Let's go to the chat. It's going to be Warriors for Cash Kane. Robert's on the Warriors here. Curtis likes the under. Art Tomps likes the under. Good morning to Textiles here today. I'm going to go against the chat. I got to take the Sacramento Kings here in this one to roll. I know the Warriors have a couple of wins. Maybe it'll be a familiar enough foe that they can hang in there. But, man, the Kings have been pretty sharp here of late. I'm going to take the Kings in this one. Cash Kane's going to lay it as well. Says Dre's out. He'll take the Kings. One more in the NBA, and it's a good one tonight at the Intuit Dome with the Celtics on the road here. Look at this. A huge favorite against the Clippers. Is everybody out for the Clippers? Are they playing with only 4 players tonight? What's going on here? In this one, it feels like, yes, Kawhi's out, but we don't worry about Kawhi. You know that. We just take every Clipper game as it comes, and if Kawhi's in there, great. But they do have Zubats out with that eye injury that certainly is a factor in this game. Nick Batum, questionable. Norman Powell, questionable. Chris Dunn, questionable. So I think that's kind of what you're seeing here. Still, Big Al is questionable for Boston, and Holiday questionable as well. Here we go again with the Nasty Nate handicap. Boston's failed to cover the spread in 14 of their last 15 games coming off of a win. And this just very consistent trends for Boston in those unique scenarios. And they've been alternating wins and losses here for the last few games. Clippers had their 4-game winning streak snapped last time out. Sure would like to have Zubats in there, but Clippers got stunned there by the Bulls. It certainly didn't feel great because they were playing so well, winning and covering all those games in a row. Boston did get that blowout win over Golden State, but lost at home, remember? to Atlanta. They've also had a clunker on the road against Toronto recently. So see what you guys want to do in this one, Clippers and the Celtics here tonight. Clippers have won 6 of their last 7 at home. And Clippers also 7 straight games under as a dog. All right. Boston's also gone under in 7 of their last 9 games overall. So 2 hardcore unders. Boston 5-15 to the under on the road. Clippers 7-15-1 to the under as an underdog. See what you guys do in this one. A good game tonight. Here's our Tom liking those Celtics to get that win. Boston first half over for Curtis. And also, Robert McCormick likes the over in this one. And let's see here. Clippers under, I think, for Fernando in this one. All right. I'll take the Clippers here for sure tonight, plus 10 points. Yeah, I'm ready for that. All right, we're going to catch up on all the steam here in just a moment before we get to the 4-game NHL card because a lot of it's been rolling in. And we had 4 consensus plays there in the NBA with Brooklyn, Detroit, Minnesota, and Utah. See if we can add to it. But first, let me cover several moves that have come in here while I was yapping about the NBA. A lot of college action here with Robert Morris in Youngstown State. We talked about that steam that came in on Robert Morris, but here's some steam on the under in this game, giving overbackers a little bit of value for sure. This one was as high as 144.5. It's all the way down here to 142 or lower. Big move here. Robert Morris and Youngstown State going under here, 141.5. Here, even at a few spots right now. Bovada, 141.5. The South Point here in Vegas, they haven't woken up yet. They're showing a much higher number. Also, had some steam come in while we were covering the NBA. It was the Citadel taking the steam this morning. They were a 16.5-point dog. It's down to, I guess, probably about 15 or so here right now with the Citadel. 15.5, I think, at most of the spots right now with the Citadel taking the steam against Wofford on the road. Citadel on the road taking the steam. Seconds ago, just moments ago, Detroit and Cleveland State. Steam coming in here on the under with these two. It was 138. Going to be down to 136.5 here right now at Bovada. Also, a little bit ago, there was some steam that came in with Kansas and TCU. No bigger under in the country, it feels like, than Kansas at this point. How low can you go? It was 136 down to 135. You never see these kind of totals with Kansas, but this has been a crazy run. A great defense, really, is what it feels like for KU. And we saw the steam come in on the under in the Kansas game here tonight. Right now, the total stands at 134. Also, a little bit more to report to you with Xavier taking the steam against St. John's. They were an 8-point dog. Now they're down to 7 or so here with St. John's. Xavier took the steam. I'll call it 7.5 for the most part, but the steam was on Xavier against St. John's. Also, Robert Morris took the steam in their matchup. Okay, I think we covered that. I think we're all caught up. Just run through a few here. Yep, we're ready to go to the ice. And let's see here.
Steam playing.
One more just coming in right now. Let's pass it along to you. Two teams that have had some unders this year, but the series is a dead solid over. Georgia and Arkansas, steam to the under here. It was 141, but we're down to 139, it looks like right now, with Georgia and Arkansas. Like I said, these two teams, they've had a few unders between them for sure in their respective schedules this season, but the series is a hardcore over. We'll preview it, but right now it's down to even 138 at a few books here. That's a 3-point move to the under, it feels like, with Georgia and Arkansas SEC action tonight. All right, we're going to go to the ice. We've got just 4 games here tonight, and let's take a look at them right now. First off is the Boston Bruins at the New Jersey Devils. In this one, you've got a big favorite here on the Devils, minus 220. And the total here is 5.5 over at minus 115. Swayman and Markstrom, I'm showing the likely goaltenders here tonight. Let me check the goaltending lists here throughout the sites that I like to follow and see if anything's been confirmed yet. Nothing here on the board just yet, but we'll see. I've got these two goalies in there. I know a couple of sites are showing maybe a different matchup for Boston, but for Markstrom here, 21-9 with a 2.19 goals against. He's been pretty solid here this season for sure. 91% save percentage. For New Jersey and Boston here, catch up a little bit.
Play.
Boston has won 8 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams, and they've covered the puck line in 4 of the last 5. New Jersey's gone under in 11 of their last 12 games at home. They're 1-9 to the under in their last 10 games overall coming into this one. Let's go to the chat, see what you have here in our little 4-game card today. Boston's costing you nearly a quarter of a unit on the road so far this season. New Jersey, not quite as bad as that at home, but nonetheless, they have had some struggles. All right, we're going to the chat. Bruins puck line for Cash Kane here. Philly Eagle Flyer likes to draw and over. R. Tomps says under in this one. Cash Kane says, hey, Bruins are heating up here with 3 of their last 4 wins in 3 of their last 4 games, beating San Jose, Tampa Bay, and Florida, and lost that wild one to Ottawa, of course. As far as New Jersey's concerned, they have lost 4 straight games, Ottawa, Philadelphia, Toronto, and Florida, so some struggles here for sure. Uh-oh. The browser's crashed. The browser's crashed. All right. That put me a little bit behind the 8 ball here. Let me dial up the goalie computer again. I think that's it for you guys. So I guess I better make a pick and just move on at this point in the game between Boston and New Jersey. Like I said, Boston's been owning this series, but I'm going to take the Devils to cover the puck line today. Give me New Jersey here. Hello to Daddy Beats in the chat. All right, couple. I'll get to the college team here. I think we can get rolling through this hockey card pretty quick. How about the Blue Jackets taking on the Maple Leafs? Here in this one, you got the Leafs 240. The total 6.5 under, minus 125, or 6 over 20 might be okay. Toronto's won 3 straight coming into this one. Wins over Tampa Bay, Montreal,
Notice.
and New Jersey coming into this one. Meanwhile, for Columbus, they've lost their last two games against the Islanders and the Rangers after they were pretty hot there for a while. But maybe the Maple Leafs might have their number here as a last meeting between these two teams was won by Columbus. They've already met. Let's see. Did they meet already? Oh, I didn't write it down, you guys. All right, let me just cover some of the numbers here. Columbus has gone under in 5 straight games. I know one of you guys can help me in the chat on that one. 5 straight games for Columbus have gone under here right now. They're mostly an over team when they're underdogs, but certainly have been under here of late. And on the road, even though they're an under team, all those or an over team, all those overs kind of come on the road, right? On the at home. They kind of struggle their scoring on the road for sure. Columbus has covered the puck line in 7 of their last 8 games overall. Toronto's now won 8 of their last 11 coming in, 5-2 last 7 games at home. Columbus, we know they're a great profitable team at home, but on the road, not so much. They're costing you a quarter of a unit on the road right now. So let's go to the chat maybe in this
Critical
one.
notice.
Try to help me out here. All right. Jermaine says he might be on the under here in this one and wait for the goalie announcements. Billy Eagle Flyer likes the Leafs team total over, and Cash Kane likes the Blue Jackets and on the puck line in the over. Textiles on the under here in this one. Jermaine likes the Leafs minus the goal and a half. Robert likes Columbus here, and good to see Todd Clinton in the chat. He likes the over in this one. I'm going to take the Leafs here on another puck line. I've got 2 puck line favorites today on these. I mean, this is like the NBA yesterday with these kind of one-sided games today, but let's go to the next one here and the game of the night. I think this is the game. There's 2 good games on the late card for sure here with Winnipeg at Colorado in this one, and a great goaltending matchup here with expected. With Hellebuck going up against Blackwood. By the way, Joseph Woll looks like he is going to be, I know we had him listed there, but he is the likely goaltender for the Leafs today.
Steam playing.
All right, let's get to this one here with the Jets and the Avalanche. We'll get to a lot of college basketball steam in just a moment. Get ready to preview those games here. All right, for Colorado, they've definitely had the number of the Jets. 12 of the last 16 games here in Colorado have been won by the Avalanche. Also, the total has gone over in 7 of the last 10 meetings here in Colorado. Winnipeg's dropped a couple in a row here right now to Calgary and at Utah the other night. For Colorado, they've been alternating wins and losses here of late. They're off a loss at home to Minnesota, 3-1. We had Minnesota in that game. Winnipeg's gone over in 5 of their last 6 games on the road, even though they've been slightly to the under this year. But Colorado at home, 16-8 to the over this season. The widely reported steam did come in on the under in this game, and it's definitely 5.5. Maybe it's juiced to the over, but man, it feels like it's 5.5 flat now for the most part. And obvious good goaltending matchup tonight. Right. See what you guys have in this one with the Jets and the Avs. And I'll go to the chat here. All right. Colorado has won 8 straight games when coming off of a loss. Roberts on the Jets. Philly Eagle Flyers on the Avs. And Fernando's on the Jets. Art Thompson likes the Jets. Jermaine likes the Jets. Irish King likes the abs. Cash Kane, I think, is going with the abs here. And Textiles likes the Jets. So obviously a pretty good game here tonight between these two. So, all right, see what I. Let me get a few more picks here. You guys like this game? Fernando says that the Jets can keep it close here in this one. I'm taking the Winnipeg Jets as my pick here on the Morning Steam Show. Give me the Jets on the road against the Avs tonight. Jets here for consensus. That's our number 5 consensus, Thomas. How about it, man? We got a hockey consensus play in our. Hopefully, someone will win tonight. All right, here we go. One more on the ice. It's the Kings, the struggling Kings. Oh my gosh, are they? This is a TNT feature, the late game tonight at the Crypto Arena. Kings, yeah, they're having their woes here. They've lost 2 in a row. Been losing a little bit more than that, it feels like, here of late. Struggling are these Kings. Panthers have won 2 straight right now coming in. Wins sweeping the Ducks on a home and home, and then staying here in LA for this one. LA's lost to Pittsburgh, to Seattle. They beat Vancouver. Before that, they lost to Edmonton. They lost to Calgary. People calling them a fraud. They're still giving you one of the best home returns on investment this season, nearly 45 cents on the dollar at home this season for the LA Kings. Florida's a break-even proposition pretty much on the road. Kings are still 14-3 at home this season, but Florida 15-8 on the road, 6-3 as a road as an underdog this season. So let's see what you have. This one's, like I said, another good game, but the Kings struggling, but still at home, they seem to be getting it done. They've won 9 of their last 10. Kings have covered the puck line in 8 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams. But Florida, 6-2, last 8 games on the road right now. So, all right, get your play here in this one with Florida and the Kings. And Florida here, let me take a look here at the schedule, because Florida here, they are on the back-to-back. Yep, after that win over the Ducks last night, we did have Florida, as I said. They've gone under, though, in 5 straight games on the back-to-back. So let's see what you have here in this one. And look at that total, 5.5 under 15. Go to the chat. It's going to be Panthers here for Philly Eagle Flyer. Robert likes the under here. Cash Kane likes the Kings. And Art Tomps likes the under here as well. I'm going to try the Kings tonight to get it done and get back to their groove here a little bit at home against Florida. I'll take the LA Kings tonight. Philly Eagle Flyers got a little more there for us, and that's going to be it for the NHL. We get ready for college basketball. We're getting real quick through this show. Yeah, we don't have 15 hockey games. Not bad mouthing hockey. I'm just saying, somehow their schedule works. We're on the short day here. All right. We'll cover a little bit more steam here right now in college basketball before we get to the card. There is some steam coming in right now. So let's talk about Miami and Stanford. We already talked about the steam that came in on Stanford, and now the steam is coming in on the under with Miami and Stanford. It was 154, but it's now 153 or lower here. Steam coming in. Miami and Stanford ACC action. Steam to the under. Also, Old Dominion took the steam against James Madison. Madison was favored by 5, but down to 4 here, it looks like right now, with Madison on the road against Old Dominion. Steam is on Old Dominion. They're down to 4 here. They took the steam, Old Dominion, moments ago. Also, Wisconsin, Green Bay. Who wants a piece of Green Bay today? I don't know if I do. Maybe. I don't know. But they're playing IU Indianapolis. IU Indianapolis was the slight favorite, but right now it looks like Green Bay at least is a pick 'em here right now in their matchup at the sharpest book. Green Bay took the steam against IU Indianapolis. Indiana and Northwestern took some steam to the under here. Look, Indiana road dog in conference. It's usually an over, but the steam came in on the under in Indiana and Northwestern. It was 141.5, but we're down to 139 at the sharpest book here in Vegas as the steam is coming on the under with IU and Northwestern. Also, a few minutes ago, head out to the extra board where Lafayette and Loyola, Maryland going over here for sure is the steam. We've seen some overs for sure from these two teams. I think this season it was 135.5. Let's call it 136 or so in this one between Lafayette and Loyola, Maryland. I'm showing actually 138 now at Bovada. This one's getting steamed up big time here, Lafayette and Loyola, Maryland Greyhounds. All right. I think I got one more here maybe, and we'll get to the college No, that's it. All right, let's move to college basketball tonight. Pretty decent card. Apologies to Jermaine. I'm kind of sticking to the big, maybe we can get to a few, but hey, I'll have my plays out there, of course, on Winnable. To give you some of my action. Remember, just 50 cents a day. All right, here we go. First game I've looked at here is Kansas and TCU. In this one, we've already talked about that widely reported steam that came in on the game. Well, let me get one more. Let me squeeze one more in here real quick that just came across with Virginia Tech and Georgia Tech. We're seeing some steam here on this to the under at 143.5. It's probably going down here. I'll take a look to 142.5 right now with Virginia Tech and Georgia Tech steam to the under. All right, Kansas taking on TCU here in Big 12 action with Kansas on the road. -6.5, and that total on the screen is a little bit stale here, I think, right now. I'm showing the total here down to 134 with Kansas on the road here. In fact, they're down to a 5.5 point favorite against TCU on the road. All right, there we go. And get your plays ready for me here. We'll go through. We can take our time a little bit. Maybe we'll make it back to some of those smaller games. Look, there's some decent games there. I think what did I see? The Horizon's got some interesting matchups there. Milwaukee and Wright with Fort Wayne and Oakland. All right, here we go. KU comes in here. This is going to be a real battle, it feels like, here at the move on TCU. Kansas did beat K-State last time out. We had K-State in that one getting the 15 points as they got the money. Kansas lost before that to Iowa State on the road in a blowout. For TCU here, they are off the win over Baylor, 74-71, an upset win on the road as a 12.5 point dog as they bounce back from that loss to Houston. TCU is just 6-11 against the spread so far this season, so they've definitely had a few struggles against the number here so far. For Kansas coming in to this matchup, they have gone under in 5 straight games on the road. Kansas has defeated TCU 9 straight times here 9-1 in the last 10 they've won at Fort Worth. Also, TCU's gone under in 5 straight games at home. Kansas and TCU have gone under in 6 of their last 7 games And of course, Kansas has gone under in 15 of their 17 games so far this season. TCU's 3-7-1 to the under at home, but the steam came in on the over because that's what sharps do. They just take numbers, and we've not seen numbers get this low in Kansas games for sure when you're looking at 134. But I don't know, maybe Bill Self has something working here. They're trying to move closer to the top 10. So let's see if you guys can do it here. Let's see what you got in the chat. Lots of comments on this one. All right. I'm going to find my place with this game. Sir Mackey's into Longwood. You know what I mean? Jermaine says Green Bay is a garbage game. Here we go. Sir Mackey's on TCU. Here's Cash Kane on TCU. Thomas is on TCU. TCU money line. Oh, Kane's on. Okay, he said he likes both the spread and the money line. All right. And Thomas says he likes TCU. They like you guys like TCU here. It only took Thomas basically three people. But I think there's more. Let's see. Jerry's on Kansas. Fernando's on the under here for sure. And Art Thomas likes the under. Chosen One's on TCU. Robert's on the under. And Sir Mackey says, what do you think about Badosa over Sabalenka? I think Badosa's playing pretty good, probably getting enough games for me to at least take the game spread. Jerry says, it's too low. He agrees with the Sharps. This is just too much pressure to the under. Kansas games never go under this. I mean, they're never this low. In fact, let me see what it is. I think we even have a number there on that. I mean, the number never gets this low. So really, Kansas has gone over this number in many, many games, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if I have time to get this stat for you, but Sports Betting Patrick is here today. Likes KU. Lay the wood with KU. Mike Clark. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you. He sent me a message. I got to answer right here. He said, what team did you cover? I covered the Gulls. I covered the San Diego Gulls when I was in my sports writing days. That was my beat. Sir Mackey's laying it with Iga. Are the matches getting too tough for Iga here? Not too tough, but I mean, she's such a huge favorite, right? TCU for Tex. Sports Money is here today. And as we know, sports money is money. And Barry likes Houston in the matchup. I think we got that game in our preview here. Oh, no, we didn't. That was the makeup game. So thank you, Barry. Appreciate that. Appreciate your support as well. We'll just throw that in, though, a little bit for Barry. Let me just make note of this while Barry mentions it, right? So top of the board actually is a write-in game. I guess technically not top of the rotation list, but it is a 6 p.m. Eastern start. The makeup game, the suspended game, the postponed game, if you will. Utah at Houston today. Postponed because of that weather there from yesterday. So thanks, Barry, for mentioning that. Chosen One's on Cal money line tonight. Thank you. I don't think I have that one in our I don't think we made that one in our preview. So thank you. Mikey with those fire picks in the NHL yesterday says we won't stop. We saw Mikey with that under. I was with him on that under, Senators and Rangers. Also, Mikey had that under, Carolina and Dallas in the 2-1 game. And Mikey with the under there with Washington and Edmonton as well. So great job by Mikey on those totals. Sir Mackey, thank you for that sports money membership. And sports betting Patrick kind of outing himself here, talking about going to Skulls games. All right. Appreciate it. Oh gosh, did I make the play? Yeah, look, you guys are on the consensus, so I'm gonna have to pivot to the total because I don't know if I'm agreeing with you guys, but I'm not gonna go against you here. Give me the under, of course. I think it still can go under here with Kansas and TCU. Give me it as the free play. Oops. And Jerry Davis says, Ramon, don't forget to mention the other postponed game here with Texas, Texas State and Louisiana Lafayette. They'll have to make up this one. I think they did announce. I think it's going to be. Don't hold me to it. No, I can get it. Thursday. This game will now be played on Thursday at. Oh boy. All right, I better wait on that. I think it's yes, here we go. Thursday at 10 a.m. is the new date and time for Texas State and UL Lafayette. We call them, Jerry and I call them Louisiana, as everyone should. Okay. Xavier taking on St. John's here in this one. You got the Johnnies favored here by 7.5. And the total here 148 tonight with Xavier. In fact, this one's gone up to 150 right now. Xavier took the steam as far as I can tell. The widely reported steam actually in this one, but the spread here still 7, maybe a little 7.5 out there right now with these two teams. You have Xavier here coming in at this point. Let me get some of the numbers here with this matchup. All these 7 Eastern games today. You've got Xavier coming in at 12-7. And this one, St. John's 16-3. St. John's on a pretty good winning streak here right now, no doubt, and getting some covers as well. They covered double digits against St. John's. They covered against Villanova, and they covered against Xavier. They did fail in that game against Georgetown, but still beat Georgetown. Again, Georgetown's just been money. Can't believe that the Hoyas are so underrated, it seems like, every time out. Xavier's found their stride. They've won and covered 3 straight games, including that upset win over Marquette last time out, 59-57, getting 10 points. They also knocked off Villanova, and they blasted DePaul. Xavier's covered 8 of their last 10 games overall. St. John's 10-7 against the spread as a favorite here, but let's see what you guys might have in this one tonight with Xavier taking on the St. John's in this one. 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams have gone over, but for sure Xavier's an under this year. They're 5-13-1 to the under, 1-4-1 to the under on the road, 2-5-1 to the under as an underdog. They've been going under big time, it feels like, over the last season, dating back to late last year on some unders on the road. So let's see what you have here in this one. St. John's and Xavier. I'm going to the chat. All right. Jermaine's on the Musketeers here. Chosen One's on St. John's. Thomas is on Xavier here. And Jerry says, how about St. John's money line for our little parlay action? And here's Curtis on Xavier. Nasty Nate says the Celtics coming out to smash. They're supposed to smash them by 10 points, but I don't know. The Celtics do not cover the spread. Like I said, what are they? 1-14, their last 15 off of a win. So I took the Clippers. All right. Chosen One says it's a letdown spot for X. Robert's on Xavier. Cash Kane's on St. John's. All right, and that's going to do it for you guys, I think, in this one. And I got to take the under in this one with Xavier and St. John's. Jared coming in with a little extra board action. He's on Radford here today. Thank you, Jared. Awesome. Appreciate that. All right, we already mentioned the steam on this one, right? To the under with Indiana and Northwestern here tonight. You got Indiana, an underdog on the road at Evanston, with Northwestern favored by 6. The total 139.5 on that widely reported steam, but more so, got to update the line here for Northwestern, it feels like. There we go. Northwestern taking a little money, it looks like, in this matchup with Indiana tonight for Northwestern here. They've gone 8-0-1 in their last 9 games against Indiana. Northwestern has dominated this series, 5-0-1 against the spread at home against the Hoosiers. Now, granted, the Hoosiers you'd think they were a favorite, but they really haven't been in those games. Northwestern actually was favored in several of them, and Northwestern has actually won 5 of the last 6 meetings here at home against IU. 4 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams have gone over. Northwestern's had some struggles of late, though, coming in off a loss here to Michigan. They did cover the spread. They beat Maryland before that, but did have losses against MSU, Purdue, and Penn State. For IU, they got that upset win at Ohio State last time out, an 8-point dog. They won 77-76. They lost to Illinois at home as a 6-point dog. They got blown out in that game against the Illini, and they also lost to Iowa. They beat Penn State at home. I'm sorry, on the road, and were an underdog in that game, and they also beat up on USC at home. So let's see what you have here in this one with Northwestern hosting IU. Northwestern pretty strong at home, actually. 9-1 in their last 10. See what you got here. Jared Bush likes IU here in this one. Jerry said that'll close out his parlay, his moneyline parlay. Robert McCormick likes the under in this game. They're kind of chasing that steam a little bit. Indiana certainly has had quite a few games in this role, if I'm not mistaken, go over here over the last, it feels like a season and a half or so, but like I said, that steam came in on the under. Let's see if I have that number here. Yeah. Got another pick here. Our Thompson's on Northwestern. Sir Mackey is on Northwestern. I'm going to take Northwestern here in this one. I have to lay 6 points, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. Give me Northwestern here. They are 8-2 against the spread in their last 10 games. IU just 2-4 against the spread as an underdog this season. But like one thing, that steam coming in on the over, and yes, maybe like I said, maybe Indiana's gone under a little bit this season. Northwestern's definitely gone over, right? 8-2 to the over in their last 10, and Indiana has had 9 straight conference games that have been well over this total. Look at these games here right now. The last few for Indiana: 153 against OSU, 163 with Iowa, 145 with Illinois, or 163 with Illinois, 145 with Iowa, 151 with USC, 148 with Penn State. So kind of strange here, really, the steam on the under in all these games that Indiana's been playing in Big Ten play going over. So, all right. Jared says, what do you think about this? I will say this. Let me roll out some more steam here, because this Georgia Tech game, I think, has one of the moves. So Utah and Indiana took some steam to the under in that makeup matchup. Utah also took the steam. I mean, they are big favorites in that game right now. They're up to 20 at some spots over Utah. One of the biggest spreads in the conference so far this season, and the total is currently at 134 with that steam going under. Also, USC and Nebraska steam to the under in this one with USC and Nebraska. The Sharps are hitting the under. They already hit Nebraska, but this one was 145.5, and we are down here on this total right now to 144.5. Not a big move, certainly, so that's all right. Also, though, we had the move Boise State and Colorado State. This one moving to the under here in this one. It was 140 or so, but we're seeing some steam here to the under, down to 139.5, Boise State and Colorado State. The steam move on Florida and South Carolina. Saw steam to the over here in this one with Florida and South Carolina. This is the next one up that I'm going to preview, but the steam came in on the over. We've seen some unders between these two teams, and I'll talk about it in a moment, but the total right now in this one is definitely up here to 145.5. Big move here, Florida and South Carolina. All right. I think we already covered that steam move between Virginia Tech and Georgia Tech. Sorry about that. Cash Kane likes Georgia Tech. And also there's that Youngstown and Bobby Morris game. Maybe we can double back on that a little bit, but let's keep it moving here right now. I'm on the game between Florida and South Carolina here. You got Florida, a 10-point favorite in this one, and the total here is 145.5, as I said. I'm actually showing Florida up to 11 at some spots right now. Maybe juice to the South Carolina side, but the move here definitely feels like Florida and the over here in this one. So see what you guys want to do in this game with the Gators, double-digit favorites on the road tonight. Florida's won 6 of their last 7 games on the road coming into this one. They're 15-2 overall, ranked 5th in the country. South Carolina 10-8 overall, and they're on a losing streak. They've won 9 of their last 11 at home. It does feel like about as low as South Carolina can get currently in conference play anyway. Florida's 13-4 against the spread as a favorite, but laying a big number here to the Gamecocks. South Carolina's gone under in 5 of their last 6 games at home. Florida's covered. One and covered 6 of their last 7 on the road. And let's see what you got in this one. Both these teams kind of trending under so far this season, but like I said, that widely reported steam did come in on the over there. All right. Curtis is on Florida, of course. Cash Kane says Florida first half. Jermaine's on the over. Philly Eagle Flyers giving us an update on that Europa game, I believe. Too many points. Jerry says this is a spot. You got to take South Carolina now. It's a buy low spot for sure here today. And Sir Becky's about to eliminate half the NBA All-Stars from the last 10 years. Florida first half for Kane. R. Tom says South Carolina and over. Robert's on the over. I'm taking Florida, you guys, in this one. I'm going to lay the points. I'm not sure that, so maybe it is a buy low spot. Yeah, South Carolina plays pretty well at home for sure, but and look, they're 8-3 straight up at home this season, so they've got it done here a little bit. For their bad streak right now, they are 6-6 against the spread at home. So, but I'll take Florida here. All right. Hey, Boise State and Colorado State. We just mentioned the steam that came in on Colorado State here in this one. And let's take a look here at this matchup. The current line here is Colorado State -1 or so. Maybe it's a pick 'em, but the total down to 139.5 at a few spots, but maybe 140 for the most part here with Boise State at Colorado State here in the Mountain West. Tonight just feels like a pretty big game here at this point. You look at the Mountain West standings here currently, and right now it's Colorado State, a game, or let's see, 2 games back of New Mexico. They're actually 5-2. New Mexico is 8-1 overall. Colorado State right now for Boise, they come in with a record of 5-3, just a half a game back of Colorado here right now, as these two are chasing New Mexico and Utah State in the standings currently. Boise's 13-6 overall. Colorado State is 11-7 straight up, and they've been playing pretty well of late. They got a win and cover against Wyoming. They did lose by 15 to San Diego State, who's starting to struggle a little bit. UNLV, they beat UNLV at home in an easy cover. They beat up on Fresno at home as well. They've been pretty exceptional. They won by 22 over San Jose State. For Boise, they're off of a 19-point loss at the Pit as a 4-point dog, but they did have 3 straight covers before that. Still, Boise 2-5 against the spread on the road, but CSU 2-5 against the spread. 5-7 against the spread at home. So bad spread record maybe, but still 7-2 straight up. Let's see what you have in this one. Boise State, Colorado State here in this one. All right, we got some plays from the chat. Jerry Davis on CSU, I think. Cash Kane on Boise. Robert likes the under in this one. All right, I'm going to make my call here, and got a few more we're going to look at here in college basketball. And I said we'll try to maybe cover some of those games that you guys like today. But for me here, I've got the Boise State Broncos on the road to beat Colorado State. I'm taking Boise tonight to win this one. USC is at Nebraska here. You got Nebraska, 6-point favorite at home in this one. Nebraska comes in 12-6. USC currently at 11-7 coming into this one in Big Ten action tonight. Oops. Here we go with the matchup of USC and Nebraska. USC has gone over in 9 of their last 13 games on the road, dating back to last season. Nebraska, they don't lose at home, we know that, but they have lost 4 straight games overall, including a game here at home against Rutgers. But their other 3 games in this 4-game losing streak were on the road. They did cover last out against Maryland in a 3-point loss. They covered 9 points. USC's off of a home loss to Wisconsin by 15, but they did beat Iowa by 10 points at home as a 3-point favorite, and beat Illinois on the road by 10 points as a 12.5-point dog. So USC's had some modest success. The Cornhuskers took the spread here. Also, took the steam here, and also the steam came in on the under. Right now the line is 6 and 144.5. However, right now USC's gone over in 4 of their last 5 games on the road, and over in 8 of their last 10 games overall. See what you guys going to do in this one between USC and Nebraska. I know what I'm doing here Let's see. Oh, I missed this one. Colorado State for sports betting Patrick. Thomas is on Nebraska. Jerry's on Nebraska here. And sports betting Patrick likes USC. Maybe they can even win outright. I'm with sports betting Patrick in this one. I'm going to take USC here plus the points against Nebraska tonight. Georgia and Arkansas. Seems like we mentioned this game about 3 times already in this one, with that steam that came in on Georgia, that steam that came in on the under. Right now we're showing mostly a pick 'em, it feels like here right now, and the total is down to 130, 138 at some books. I got to update that for sure. But I'll call it a pick 'em. Maybe Georgia's a 1 point favorite, but definitely got to move this total. I'll call it 139. Maybe that's what most of the books are at, but there's definitely some 138 and a half, a little bit of 130 in this one with Georgia and Arkansas. Both teams kind of struggling right now with their shooting coming into this one. So I don't know if that total is necessarily reflective of the of the shooting woes here necessarily. This is a series that has been an over. I mean, this is a solid over series of late. Actually, kind of long term. Let me see if I got those numbers ready actually here. But Arkansas here, one of the worst spread teams in the country, actually, 4-13-1 against the spread. Coming into this one. So Georgia took the steam. They are just 1-3 against the spread on the road. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone over. 5 of the last 6 meetings between the teams overall have gone over. But you look long term in this matchup between Georgia and Arkansas, and where this total lies at 139. They rarely go under this number, despite what, the series is going over of late, short term, but usually it has gone over this number. So let's see what you got here in this one. Georgia's gone 0-4 to the under on the road, 6-12 to the under overall. Georgia's lost 2 straight to Auburn and Tennessee. No problem there. But right now, Arkansas in a real rut here, not covering anything of late for sure. Losses to Missouri, LSU, Florida, Mississippi, Tennessee. They were underdogs in 4 of those games and could not cover. See what you have in this one. It's going to be Arkansas for Thomas. Thank you to Nunya today joining us. And Jerry says, look at this, you have Georgia here. They're, pretty strong record. They've kind of fallen out of with these 2 losses. They fell out of the poll this week. Robert, though, on Georgia. Fernando likes Arkansas in this game. All right, I guess I'm going to have to make my call. This one actually feels a little bit tough. Kind of what was, I think, kind of what Jerry was saying there in this one, but I don't know if I can do it. I think it just stands out a little bit too rugged here for the most part. But I'll go ahead and take the under in this one with Georgia and Arkansas as my play. All right, Sports Betting Patrick says take Georgia with Arkansas on that bad run. But I like what Jerry's saying there. Maybe the line should be a giveaway in this one, right? Okay, a couple more here. We got Texas A&M taking on Ole Miss tonight in this one. And Ole Miss, a 3-point favorite right now. The total, 140.5 coming into this one with 16th ranked Ole Miss, 13th ranked Texas A&M. Good game here tonight. Mississippi's won 5 straight games at home right now. Coming into this one, Texas A&M has won 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams overall coming in. So they've had a little bit of dominance in the series. Mississippi's gone under in 5 straight games at home. I've seen some some of the experts out there kind of siding with Ole Miss. It feels like in this one, they've been a good spread team just this season, but they come in 15-3. Texas A&M comes in 14-4. Got a couple of pretty much top 20 teams going at it here tonight, and both teams covering numbers against the spread. So I'm taking Texas A&M on the road in this one. I think the series history kind of does it for me a little bit. Yeah, these two teams are going under this season for sure. You got Texas A&M 3-7 to the under in their last 10 games. Ole Miss 3 and under to the under, 3-8 to the under as a favorite here in this one. So let's see what you can do here in the chat. A&M won the meeting here last year 86-60, and they also won at home 87-71. All right, here we go. Nothing from here we go. Ole Miss for Curtis. So I'll take A&M. Curtis will take Ole Miss. We get some steam out there. Some of the games you guys are asking about, I at least can get you some steam maybe in a couple of these. This one wasn't asked about, but the steam came in on the over. Illinois, Chicago, and Louisville. Steam to the over at 140. It's up to 141 or so tonight with Illinois, Chicago, and Evansville. I'm showing 141.5 at a few spots here right now. Also, Fort Wayne, Steam against Oakland. A pretty good game here in the horizon. Two teams looking up at the standings, but feels like a winner of this game will kind of get an upper hand in trying to make a move, and the loser could be falling behind. We know they'll be falling behind, but key game tonight. Total going over. Steam came in on the over. It was 143. We're up to 144. Here in this one, maybe even 144.5 right now with Fort Wayne and Oakland. I'm showing 145 at the sharp. Man, I'm showing 145 at the sharpest book in that IPFW against Oakland game. Also, more steam came in Temple and North Texas. Here in this one, it was 132.5. We're up to 134 in this one. These teams have gone over a little bit in their matches, in their games so far this season, and Temple has kind of some long-term trends to the under in this role. So under was the steam, fam, in Temple and North Texas. The teams trend over a little bit for sure. Temple trends over, but the steam came in on the under. Sorry about that. It was 134. We're down to as low as 132 here with Temple and North Texas. Right now I'm showing it at 131.5 here at the sharpest book in Vegas. I think I got one or two more here. Syracuse and Clemson. Steam came in here in this one on the under. It was 143, but the steam came in, and right now Syracuse and Clemson is down to 141.5 here at a few books right now. Little 1.5 point move to the under with Syracuse and Clemson. Also, steam came in on the under. Coastal Carolina and Georgia Southern here. Yeah, Georgia Southern goes under quite a bit as favorites here in conference play, it feels like. Steam coming in was 141.5. We're going to be down here to, looks like right now, 140-ish, maybe even lower here to 130. Let's call it 140. 140 flat, Coastal and Georgia Southern. All right, we return to the action right now with Florida State taking on Cal. In this one, I said we weren't going to preview, but I think we just did here with Florida State and Cal. Right now, I'm showing Florida State here. Yeah, they're favored on the road by 1 or 1.5, but That steam move you might have heard in the background just now is steam to the under in this one with Florida State and Cal. It was 152 and a half, but we're going to be down here. I think by the time this one moves, we're going to see it all the way down here to 151. I'm predicting. We're just seeing the move start right now at Bet Online, and you're going to see every book folding in here after that with Florida State and Cal. These teams aren't necessarily under teams so far, I don't think, this season. If you look at the trends so far this year, Florida State is coming in with a 2-game winning streak, wins over Georgia Tech and Pittsburgh right now. Florida State is 3-8 to the under as a favorite. Cal 2-6 to the under as an underdog. So with Florida State now favored here by 1.5, this total is dropping pretty rapidly here with Florida State and Cal. And I'm going to make the call here for me on this one, but I just want to update my numbers here and look at the market action real quick with this steam kind of rolling in. Give me the Seminoles in this one. I'm going to have to investigate a little bit further on that total right now. I do like it, but it's going to keep moving, and we'll just have to see if it makes it to the list. Mike Clark on Florida State. He's also talking about Wade Taylor ready to return there in that A&M game today. Yeah, that's one of the key injuries there, it feels like. There also, what was some other ones we saw? Boogie Fland out for Arkansas rest of the year here, it looks like. So, all right. Let me get my app here in place so I can see what's going on. Okay, we're back here right now. Okay, and Curtis is going to challenge me in that one with Texas. We got the Curtis challenge in that one. We don't challenge too often, Curtis and I. We're usually right in tune. I got one more, I guess. Oh, Sports Betting Patrick's with me. Mike's with me too. So Florida State almost maybe made it to a consensus, but probably could have used one more here. And I've got that other game in the Mountain West. I already went over the standings, right? So you might as well say this one with Utah State at home against Nevada. Nevada 3-4, Utah State 6-1 in conference play right now. You know, Utah State, they're a pretty complete team, right? You know, Nevada relies on Nick Davidson, but for Utah State, I feel like they're just more of a complete team here coming in to this one right now. Utah State favored by 6.5, maybe even 7 right now, as this one seems to be moving. The total here at 141. I think we got to update that to 7 for sure. Maybe 141.5, maybe 141 with a little bit of move to the under today. But for the most part, it does feel like the move's been on Utah State coming into this one. Nevada 11-7, Utah State 16-2. They lost last time out, remember, to UNLV 82-65 on the road. UNLV blew them out of that game. Nevada comes in on a 3-game winning streak, but they failed to cover the spread in all 3 of those games as double-digit favorites. So for this matchup last season at Utah State did let's see, they lost the matchup, I believe, last year, 77-63. I'm going to go under in this one with Nevada and Utah State. So far, you have Nevada 7-11 to the under, Utah State 6-10 to the under, Nevada 1-3 to the under on the road. Give me the under, Nevada and Utah State. Nothing from you guys on that Mountain West game. All right, I think that's going to almost do it for the show. I did see a few comments, and look, we finished it in record time here, 2 hours, mostly because there's no hockey today. So we'll come back, let you guys type in a few games if you want. Maybe we'll try to throw out a pick if I've got it marked down. If I don't, I'll just be honest, but I pretty much know what I'm doing in every game here today. And you can ask about those games again. I'm sorry that I passed them up there in the as we were going along, but hey, you can get my best plays today over at winnable.com. Get my best picks for just $20 a month when you use the promo code STEAM at checkout. Look, usually I have a few more plays than I did yesterday. Actually, we had quite a few in college basketball, 12 plays, but still went 5-7, you guys. But we won our play in the NBA, won our play in the NHL, and hey, that's what you're going to get from me pretty much is those, those that type of volume, especially in college basketball. But hey, here's some steam. If you can hear me, that Texas A&M Ole Miss game just got steamed to the over at 140. It's going to go up to 141. By the way, steam coming in on the over. Texas A&M and Ole Miss. All right. Hey, anyway, grab my plays over at winnable.com/Ramon. $4 a day, $8 a week, or $19.95 a month or longer. Get plays sent directly to your phone. Why not pick up my free subscription today with my UEFA Champions League action? It'll fold right in to our live coverage of UEFA Champions League at 2:45 Eastern, 11:45 Pacific today. We'll have that coverage of Champions League action, companion coverage for the first time here on Sports Money Network. Not a lot of the channels are doing this, and we are talking about the preeminent soccer league in the world, if you will, the best teams going at it. So why not subscribe to my free picks over there, and you'll have some action here. Maybe you'll have some action of your own in the Champions League. If you've never watched Champions League, you can join us today. We'll be going here live for weekday afternoon coverage of some action here for sure. That's pretty awesome. Thanks to Sub for getting that together. Mikey also be there. I'll be there with Champions League action today. I don't know who else is joining us, but maybe we can get some of our guys on there. All right. I think that's going to do it for the show. Let's see. Maybe you had a couple comments there. Let me get off the screen here a little bit and we'll do the drawing. Type in anything in the chat, anything, and you'll be entered in the drawing here today. I'm on a show, you guys. Try not to call during the show. All right. There it is. Green Bay and IPFW, said Curtis. Ramon, how about that one? Let me check my notes here on the computer and see if we've got that one. I think we might have our play set up. And if it's a premium, maybe I'll just give it out. There's enough games today. I don't got to get too excited here. Oh yeah, I'm on the under for sure in that game, Curtis. Let's go under with IU, Indiana, and Green Bay. There, it's 140 down to 143. That's a 2-point move, so let's give it out as a free play here. That definitely was a target move for me in the premium realm, but thank you to R. Tomps. Thank you to AOD. Thank you to Curtis. If you have already typed something in the chat, you don't need to type anything, but I know you guys are just having fun with me here, teasing me a little bit. All right, we're going to go to the drawing. Oh, let me put the commercial back up here and then so I can load it up and make it more smooth. I don't like it when it gets all choppy screen. Like that. See, that's how I like it. I don't like it when all of a sudden the things like this and the pictures like this. I got to work on that. And I might need an extra screen from Mikey somewhere, I think. Something, says Textiles. Fernando, he might actually. Yeah, boss. This is Ramon Scott from the Morning Steam. Just want to let you know Fernando's not going to be able to make it today. We need him in the chat for the show for the Champions League. I don't know. You don't know this, but and Fernando's family does. He's
Critical
a
notice.
bit of an expert sports bettor, so I know he does a great job there at work for you guys. But we're gonna need him today. Oh, hey, we got a little bit of breaking news. I don't think it's worth the breaking news banner, but hey, Willie Z has dropped out of the golf tournament today. No Willie Z today. Maybe he thought the tournament was on Thursday, and he showed up this morning thinking he could get a practice round in. He said, "What?" But hope it's all good with Willie Z. Will Zalatoris, he is out of the Farmers Insurance Open today. So let's
System playing.
do the draw. Oh, there was one other piece of steam that came in real quick. It was Xavier and St. John's, the total in that game. We already said I was on the under, right? I said go under, and the steam came in on the under after that with Xavier and St. John's. The total there right now is down to 140,
Steam playing.
148 or so. Here's some hockey steam real quick as well. This might be the first move of the day. Florida taking steam in that matchup. I said go with the Kings, but the steam is on Florida here. Could Florida? They might be moving to a favorite in this game against the Kings right now. Still, the Kings are favored. Public tickets are on the Kings big time, but Florida is taking the steam right now. All right. And I almost wanted to show that. Let me see if I at least can do it like that. Look, I send out my picks there. I just had a good card there yesterday. So when you go to winnable.com, you can subscribe to my picks over there, get the free picks. I'll send my Champions League card. Look, they're going to get in action here in about an hour and a half with 2 early games, but I did have my plays over there yesterday. This 7 I'm putting it on the small screen here, but 7 winners right there yesterday in the Champions League. So please subscribe to the free picks over at winnable.com. If you don't know who to bet on or anything, you want to follow me. Also, we'll be on 15 minutes early with picks from Sub and Mike, and I'll go over them myself there, but I'm going to send out a package too at Winnable here in just a little bit. So, and of course, Fernando's going to be there. All right. Let's do the drawing. The show's over. Thank you, everybody, for a fun show here today. And Sub will be going live with us, Sir Mackey, 2:45 Eastern, 11:45 Pacific. Here we go with the drawing for the 6-teamer, I believe it is, today. Nunya, Trevor, Joseph, Tex, Barry, Andrew, Nasty, Fernando, Nunya, Subhuman, Robert Mejura, Jerry Davis. Jerry Davis is the winner there. They really teased us at the end. Could you imagine Fernando and 6-teamer today? He could have taken off work, hit all his Champions League plays, and then hit the 6-teamer with us. And man, that would be pretty good here today for Jerry there today. So congratulations to Jerry. Hopefully we'll get a winner out of this one, you guys, with our big 6-teamer today. So, all right, it's going to do it on the morning's team. We'll be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern. That's what I don't like right there. I always, I've got to remember not to have the wrong thing up there when I do that. All right, you guys, we'll be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific, with more morning steam. I'll be here to go over the action on Thursday. But don't forget, we have today pre-gaming, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific, by the way. Don't forget to join Mikey Money for the primetime action. But he'll be under pressure because he's got to do a 2-hour show, more than a 2-hour show with us. We know that we'll be done by about 5:15 Eastern for sure. I mean, this Champions League, we know it ends. There's no overtime or anything like that. Might be some extra time or whatever. Usually those games are 2 hours long. You know how it works. So make sure you join us for that awesome coverage today of Champions League action here. Great card, including the big one with Manchester City going up against PSG today. In fact, PSG is actually the slight favorite in that game. So join us today for our first ever Champions League companion coverage here on Wednesday with that action. All right, Markstrom just announced. Let's see. Markstrom and goal. I thought there was some injury information that just came out here, maybe. Andre Palat is out for the Devils today. That just in. Palat under the weather, the winger. He'll miss this one today. All right. It's going to do it. We'll be back in a few hours with our coverage of UEFA Champions League today. For the Sports Money Network, Curtis, let me get that. 2:45 Eastern, 11:45 Pacific time. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long. See you there.
Can't escape from the team, call the morning steam. It's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money.